The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus went up to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. When day came, he called his disciples to himself, and from them chose 12, whom he also named apostles. Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon was called a Zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. Dear friends, the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Hindi lahat ay may kakayahan and lucky enough to be a rock star or a celebrity. Hindi lahat merong ganoong kakayahan at buenas na malagay sa ganoong posisyon. No? Hindi lahat ay sa isang orchestra, for example, hindi lahat ay merong role na first fiddle. O kaya yung tumutugtog ng violin, grupo-grupo din pala yan. O kaya first clarinet, o kaya first trumpet. No? I remember that very much because all throughout of my high school life, tumutugtog po ako sa isang banda nung aking school. Hindi ako makaangat-angat sa first clarinet. Lagi na lang second clarinet. Siguro sinanggap ko na sa buhay ko na you're not good enough to be there. But I played my part. No? I played my part. At nakatapos din ang high school. And then I realized that in an orchestra, we all have to play our part. No? Some silently, some like a rock star, some will always be there in the conversation, not only in orchestra, but in many elements and in many fields sa buhay natin, sa education, sa preaching, sa trabaho ninyo, lahat, sa mga kongregasyon, sa mga orders, sa political life. Hindi lahat ay tinawag na maging rockstar o celebrity. In the gospel that we read today, and even in the feast that we are celebrating, Simon and Jude, these two are definitely not among the rock stars of the apostles. They are even the least mentioned in the gospel. Bibihira. They're very silent about what they were doing, about what they were about, and how they preach, and then what they do as an apostle of Jesus. They are the least mentioned in the gospel. But I'm very sure of this. They just went through with their calling, doing their best. They went through with their day-to-day life, with their day-to-day calling as an apostle. I might be the second and third fiddle of the apostles, but nonetheless, I am an apostle. This must have been at the back of their lives. And therefore, they went on with their lives preaching, converting, making known the word of the Lord. Just like most of us. Sa oras na ito, yung mga wala dito sa simbahan na ito ay malamang sa hindi, ay nagluluto ng agahan. Naghahanda sa pagpasok sa trabaho. May iba nakapila na at nag-aantay na ng masasakyan sapagkat kakaunti pa yung mga masasakyan papasok ng trabaho. Yung iba umangkas na sa kanilang bisikleta, papasok na sa trabaho. Just like many of us. And for these many nameless, so to speak, people, the multitude. Jude, Saint Jude and Simon, perhaps is a very good inspiration to all of us when we simply do our work without fanfare. Without fanfare, walang trompeta, walang banda. You arrive at your destination and just do your work. That's the lot of many of us. Not rock star, not celebrity, but just the same, doing what the Lord asked us to do. Many of us, or all of us, would be invited by the Lord to go up our own mountains. Lato tayo merong bundok na inaakyat sa ating buhay. You know, in biblical literature, yung bundok is a symbol of a journey. Aakyatin mo talaga yan. At pagka umakyat ka ng bundok, hindi po pwedeng hindi ka mapagod. Kaya nga it is also a symbolism ng mga dinadaanan nating pagsubok sa buhay. It's a hurdle. It's a journey. It's a difficult journey. But also, kung kayo'y mga nakaakyat na sa mga matataas na lugar at nakikita niyo yung expanse sa baba, ang ganda sapagkat pagdating mo doon sa tuktok, makikita mo yung reward. Everything that is down there, and they put things into perspective. And mountain also, in biblical narrative and biblical literature, is a symbol of being close to God. You go there, abot kamay, abot tanaw. And also, in that encounter, hopefully, we encounter God in the top or even in the journey towards the top of the mountain ng ating buhay. Nganda, no? Sa buhay ng Panginoon, yung bundok at yung kanyang ministry ay laging magkasama. Yung kanyang pagtuturo, there is the transfiguration of the Lord. In the mount, there is the preaching of the beatitude of the Lord in the mount. So it's always something that is intricately woven sa buhay ng Panginoon. At sa ating buhay din, ganoon din. May mga pagsubok tayong na pinagdadaanan, kumbaga yun din ang bundok sa buhay natin. May mga pinagdadaanan tayong mga mahihirap na sitwasyon sa buhay natin. Do not forget that in those difficult moments are also the opportunity to encounter God. Because the Lord retreated to the mountain to pray, to encounter the Father. And hopefully, it will be the same with us when we are going through difficult moments or happy moments or anything in particular sa buhay natin. Always important to retreat, to thank, to ask for more grace. In other words, to encounter God. We have a very beautiful retreat house in Cebu, Batangas. And often when I give retreat, I would always begin with a gospel reading. Come out to an out-to-the-way place and rest for a while. The mountain is not always something that is arduous or difficult sa buhay natin. Sometimes it's also an invitation to rest for a while. Pagod na tayo dito sa pandemya, ano? Alam ko na yung iba ay napipiko na, naiinis na, kailan matatapos ito. Remember the invitation of the Lord. Come by yourselves to an out-of-the-way place and rest for a while. And there encounter God. In our mountains, we encounter God. But just the same, itong dalawang apostoles na ito, si Simon at saka si Jude, ay pareho rin yung natanggap na commission sa kanila. Ano yung commission na yun? To go out to all the world and preach the good news. It is not the same from what was given to Peter, from what was given to Paul, the rock star among the apostles. It's the same commission to ensure that the word is preached to all, to everyone, and no one should be left behind. And my dear friends, kalalabas pa lang po ng isang encyclical ng ating Santo Papa, si Pope Francis. At ang pangalan po ng encyclical ay Fratelli Tutti. No? Parang candy, Fratelli Tutti. No? And in that encyclical, which is very timely, because it was also continued and finished during the time of the pandemic, he calls, the social encyclical calls, among others, for inclusiveness. Lahat ay kasama sa journey, sa paglaban, sa pag-thrive dito sa panahon ng pandemya. Everyone is included. Everyone is part. And no one should be left behind. That is the good news. Simon and Jude, they might not be rock star, but they preach nonetheless to all, everyone, no one excluded, everyone included.